Okay, now I just go to my YouTube and change it. Guys, give me a break. I'm still new to this. Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't come up on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, nothing's here.
Strategic command requested verification.
But I just want to say, if you can hear that little voice in the background where it's a strategic command requesting verification, I want you to know that if that happens, it's because there's a strike on Iran. Look here, right here. This one happened 2 minutes ago. This is the one you've just heard. Qatar. Well, it's not a strike on Iran, but it's a you know, some kind of escalation. I can turn this on so it's only high impact. But strikes on Dubai 3 minutes ago. Israel airstrikes 3 minutes ago. Like, bro, it's kicking off today. It's going crazy. You can hear it, yeah. Every time that happens, I'll tell you the news. Crazy bearish dump today, though. But let me just figure out why my YouTube... Oh, there we go. It's working now.
Strategic command requested verification.
Okay, I'm just fixing the information for the live stream on YouTube, and then we'll get straight into our daily bias. Oh, great. I just closed all my tabs somehow. Give me 30 seconds, and we'll get straight into daily bias. I'm sorry, this won't be this way next time. I'll be more prepared, I promise. Okay. The description can wait. We'll do a description another time. You know? Nah, ChatGPT description. We've still got 4 minutes until market open anyway, and I can do my daily bias in like 3 minutes. I'm getting a little description for the YouTube now. And then we'll upload that and do our daily bias. A lot of people in the server have been begging me to do lives. Absolutely begging me to do lives on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. I was going to do them on all three today, but I need to download something called an RTML. Okay. And let me just create a Discord link. Invite to server. Edit link. Expires after. Never. There we go.
Strategic
And
command
now,
requested verification.
I'm about to give you guys a link for my YouTube channel. And everyone, while you're watching this live stream, just pop this on in your background. And let's have a look at what the market's going to do. Because like Leon said, no clue what the market's going to do today. Neither do I. I've not even had a look. So just do me a favor, guys. Right now, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I see this screen, and it says current viewers 0. Now, I'm going to do my analysis, and then that should change. That number should be different. Okay. On the daily time frame, on the hourly time, yeah, in fact, let's go on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, on this really choppy chart, let me just delete everything that's been going on. Let me delete everything that's been going on this one. Okay, on the daily chart, we can see we've been slowly moving bearish. Like if I don't like trend lines, but if I do this, you can see that we've been moving bearish. It's not exactly a trend line, but like even the fact of making this higher high, then a lower high, higher low, then a lower low, taking out this here. So market's been overall moving down, right?
Strategic
So
Command
this
requested
candle is
verification.
pushing further downwards. So now my brain goes automatically. Let's drop down on a lower time frame. Why is my thing not working? Let's drop down on a lower time frame and see if we can identify where market is trying to seek its key levels of liquidity. So that's so strange. If you press Alt P, you get the percentage change on the day. That's actually pretty cool. I never knew that. Anyway, so my idea is that we could potentially be trying to draw out one of these two draws in liquidity. However, if we look simply at these fair value gaps, we're in this new daily opening gap and this fair value gap. Sure, we've inversed them slightly, but they are here. So imagine if New York opens bullish, which lo and behold it is, right? So New York opens bullish, inverses this gap, comes back down to retrace it, and then potentially pushes higher. Or we could have New York come into this gap, into this key range here, so like 50% of this 15-minute fair value gap, for example, and then it could push down again. What we're trying to do is not try and jump in too early. I always like to give a little bit of vagueness to my open bias in the first 15 to 20 minutes because we shouldn't be looking for a trade until the macro. And if a perfect setup presents itself before the macro, I doubt you need my voice in the back of your head to be like, hey, good setup, guys. Hey, good setup, guys. Like, if it looks perfect, take it. But if I'm here telling you, like, oh, I believe price could go here or could go there, then we've got two people agreeing on one thing. But that's the point. We're waiting to be patient, to take our correct setup. We're not trying to anticipate where the market wants to go just yet. Sure, we'd like to have an idea of it before we get into a trade. That's the main objective. But right now, we're ultimately trying to figure out what direction is the next draw in liquidity. Because we could draw levels of liquidity all over our charts and then go, all right, cool. But where does price want to go next? And like I said, we're coming up into this zone, wicking into this level right here. Maybe not the fair value gap, but it is definitely the new daily opening gap. And we could potentially push to further down. Now, just jumping back onto the higher time frames, we can see that we've taken out Asia's high during London session, right? So London's high is essentially the target of the day, the highest target of the day, whereas Asia's low has already been taken by London session. So London's low is now the next new, like, most prevalent draw in liquidity. It's the nearest session low, and it holds a lot of liquidity. It also has relative equal lows with all these lows over here, paired with this inefficiency that these lows have rejected out of. So this could be considered an order block on the higher time frames. So when we get that consolidated into one candle, we could call that an order block, right? So this right here could be the order block right here. So this could very much well be an order block, followed by a sweep of liquidity, followed by what we've seen was even an hourly fair value gap. So between those two candles there, between this box and this candle is an hourly fair value gap. And look what we do. Just wick into that hourly fair value gap in London session. So that could be enough to keep pushing market higher right now. But if it's not, then I expect a sweep and a continuation. If it's a sweep, it's a reversal. But yeah, that's overall my ideal bias coming into today's market. Now, another thing I must say is we've been, the overall trend is bullish, We're not just going to magically spot a reversal because we want to see Friday be bullish and it's Friday, it's normally one direction, but it's not going to be like that. Iran and Israel and the whole Middle East are at war. Like, the market's not going to be as heavy manipulated as you wanted it to be. So, let me just close a few tabs. I'm trying to look at something. So, the fact that we are having this ongoing conflict means that we are going to have a lot more hesitation too. So we're going to have volatility, but in both directions to maintain that people can keep in their positions. Like, what something to do with silver and gold. That all the positions have been de-risked. Prop firms are now allowing people to use less positions on those contracts in futures, for example. So when you open Top Step might say to you, oh, if you trade gold, for example, you can't use 12 micros today, you can only use 10, right? Or etc. etc. It's because of the volatility in those markets right now because of the war. So the fact that you can still trade Nasdaq and S&P and all them things with normal lot sizes doesn't mean you should right now. I traded with normal lot sizes the other day, just the other day, before this conflict even actually kicked off, and I lost my account due to not over risking. It was normal risk, but I got trapped in the position where I would have entered my stop loss a lot further below where it actually was. But because of the volatility, price didn't seem like it was that far away. I mean, just this alone. Let's see. Just these candles alone. This right here is the size of a normal large Nasdaq New York open movement. You know what I mean? That's normally the size of a normal big Nas opening. London's done this today alone. Do you know what I mean? Never mind. London's done this. You know what I mean? So that's big. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to inverse all of today's price action at all. And like we said, wait for the macro, wait for the sweeper liquidity, wait for the tap into the hourly fair value gap or the order block. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to get profitable. Is price having a heart attack? I don't know. We've got 2 concurrent viewers, but we've had 4 views. So what? Two of you let me down somewhere. We've got GK and ZZ on the Discord. Hope to see you guys opening the live. I hope them 2 concurrent viewers are you, GK and ZZ. Just replying to someone's comment. But while I do reply to someone's comment, I want you guys to pay attention to the fact of where price is going and what I said 2 minutes ago. Two seconds. So we don't quite just about wick out that low yet. Oh, we do by like a single tick. I don't think that's a liquidity grab in my opinion. You know, it might be a stark opinion, but we all have opinions, don't we? I don't think that was a liquidity grab. Or at least a run on liquidity. It might have been liquidity grab, but not a run on liquidity. I mean, that is small. Let's see, is it even 1 tick? A point, sorry. Yeah, it is a point. 1.1 or 11 ticks. No, 11 bars, ticks, candles, handles. I don't know. There's too many words. All you need to know is these numbers on the side. It looks like it might have been a quick little liquidity grab. Now this will be the liquidity run right here. So let's see how high it can get. So in reality, if we're going to try and iron out the move of the day, we'd move out London's move because that's the most external range. So we'll take the high and low of London. Well, we'll take the high and low of the swing, the session swing, and we'll drag that out to the side. And we'll say, all right, in the consequent encroachment of this hourly fair value gap is just above the 0.79 of this retracement. So in my eyes, the highest I'd like to see price come today, and if you look at it, it actually is really perfect, is the 0.75. Or if I do this and just add it, the 0.79, you guys will see that that's just at the end of that new range opening gap right there. That's the highest I would like to see price come today, right there. I don't think it's definitely not going to take out them highs. It's already taken out a draw and external liquidity down here. So if it did, it would be a seek and destroy kind of day, and that means it should want to take out all these lows. So yeah, that's my opinion. I don't think we'll take out the highs of the day. But we've not created a valid change of state. We've not created a market structure shift just yet. Not yeah, because this is a new swing low. Because we technically did grab that liquidity, so I'd be waiting for this new swing low to create a new breaker structure. Well, market structure shift, and then we want to see a breaker structure after that. So let's say this is where it gets complicated now, or you know, if you want to make it complicated, it does. But a market structure shift occurs before a breaker structure. So market structure shift is essentially what it says. It's a shift in market structure. So we have a swing low, and then a higher push back up. So a little retracement, and then another swing low. So this swing low is ultimately the swing low that's been most recently created. Before this one, this was the swing low. So we see that this new swing low has clearly got an injection of liquidity or volatility. How do we know? Well, because of the way it's moved. You know, we can see that the candles are bigger, etc., etc. And for that reason, we can
Strategic
identify.
command requested verification.
Check what that is.
Strategic command requested verification.
But I'm going to bring it closer to me so I can see it. Or in fact, I have a good plan. I'm going to turn the Opera browser volume down. I don't know if it affects it for you guys, but it will for me. Yeah, it should. Where's the volume mixer? There we go. Okay, so perfect. Back onto what I was saying. What makes this a breaker structure and a change of market structure shift? So here we've got the initial swing down, new swing low, because it's putting in a low to this, you know, low either side. So we've got the low here, then the lower low, and then a higher low. That's what makes a swing low. So now that we've got the swing low formed, we've broke through this initial fair value gap, becoming an inverse fair value gap, and retested it. Now I would call this a high risk entry, but we've not had a break of structure yet. So it's not exactly an entry into a continuation higher or a reversal pattern, because the reversal would occur after the market structure shift. There's no reversal that's happened here yet. We've came down and we've reversed past an inverse fair value gap, but even in that essence, price is still technically bearish because we haven't broke structure. Well, made a market structure shift essentially. That's why it's still bearish. Let me explain it like this to you. If I've got what's going on there? If I've got price here and it's coming down and it makes a lower high, a lower low, and then a lower high and a lower low, then that's bearish structure. Now, if it does this again and does this again, just because it hasn't made a lower low yet, it has made a lower high. Because it hasn't made a higher high, it's not broke structure to the upside yet. But if price does this, does this mean it's bullish all of a sudden? Well, no, because it's only made a market structure shift. That's the market structure shift there. This would be the break of structure, right? So because the break of structure is not incurred, we can't confirm that it's a reversal. It's just an early insight to being a reversal. So our break of structure's here, market structure shifts there. Price could come back down again, creating a lower low. That's essentially what it's done right here. We had a breakdown, break back up. We broke past all this grey pool, all this, broke up again. Then New York Open happened. Boom. So then we come back to our analogy. New York Open happened. That's this move right here. New York Open happened. Spikes back up. But guess what? We've not broke structure.
Strategic command
But then when we
requested
do break structure,
verification.
sorry, we've not made a market structure shift. But then even then, when we do make a market structure shift right here, we've not broke structure yet. Now, we're eventually now breaking structure to the highs that were created on the other side. So even though that we saw something like this happen, it didn't look so clean, but that's exactly what happened right here. This. And it's you know, I look back at my drawing now and it kind of looks ridiculous, but I'm kind of talking you through the analogy that I'm trying to go with. No, it's me. Yes, lol, I have it open. Well, I only have one concurrent viewer, so one of you guys, or two of you guys, or three of you guys. There's 8 people in here, so 7 of you guys have given up on me already. Can you guys give me feedback if this stream works? I'm not going to open it, because then you guys are just going to hear me talk again. Not true. Rashawn, I hope you have the stream open. Good. I have one fan at least. But then, also I wanted to add in that this fair value gap, 1 minute fair value gap, overlapping with a 1 minute inverse fair value gap, is also a balanced price range, and this is the first presented fair value gap. So it's a significant draw in liquidity, to suggest the volatility from New York is holding. So this would essentially suggest, not confirm, suggest that this is a key level to keep your eye on. The fact that when wicking down into it and getting big pushes out of it suggests that this could be a key level for price to reverse. It's just a suggestion. Now, if my suggestion comes true in 1 or 2 minutes, maybe you could suggest that I know what I'm talking about. But if it doesn't, then close the stream, go home, stop trading. I'm joking. Nah, if it doesn't, then obviously we're still engineering liquidity. That is actually the right answer, but it's not obvious unless you say it. With that being said, let me drop this one in the chat. With that being said, we've got a poll in the chat, in the Discord chat right now. What is your bias? Is it long or is it bearish? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what I'm doing with this YouTube stuff. It says I'm live, but then the video isn't on my YouTube channel, so how would people even know that I'm live? I'm gonna search up the title and see if it comes up on my other YouTube. Let's do it. What? What's happened? You used to be able to search YouTube by pressing tab on the YouTube channel. That's weird. Yeah, what is going on? It's not here. Samuel Leeds is here though. Oh, that's not Sam Leeds. Anyway. It's a hidden stream. How do you fix that? How do you fix that, guys? We're gonna succeed one way or another. You leave this to me. I'll figure it out. Unlisted. Ah, that'll be the problem. Yep, I'm an idiot. Now people can find us on YouTube. Watch this. Watch this. First, never mind. It'll work in a sec, though. It'll work in a sec, I promise. There, 3 people watching. Now 4 people. You're gonna hear my voice for a sec, but in a sec, I promise. There we go. Top chat, GK. Let's go. Well, it's working, and it looks like today's going to be one of those days. So, with that being said, I'm going to pull up my chart for my world chart. I've been looking at all the conflicts that have been going on over the world the past few days. And I mean, just in the time that I've been speaking, just in the time that it took me to go live on YouTube, there has been. Okay, so in the past we've been live. Let me see how long. It doesn't tell me. Let me see how long the YouTube stream is. 25 minutes. Okay, let me go back 25 minutes. 24, 24, 24, 24, 33. Okay, here we go. In the time it took me to go live, by the way, I'm yapping because price is still trying to respect these key levels, also still trying to break structure. So yes, I am yapping, but forgive me. In the past 29, 29, 29, 29, it's updating because I keep talking. Alright, I'm going to read the ones from 29. Iran targets Kurdish group in Iraq with missiles. Israel missiles target Iranian officials in Tehran. This is, by the way, this is since you guys have been here listening to me. Strike on Dubai confirmed. Incident reported near Oman in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran threatens all-out war in response to any attack they next receive. That was 9 minutes ago. There's just one coming in right now. Look at this. Right now, one more coming in right now. It's crazy. It doesn't stop, guys. It's actually crazy.
Strategic command requested verification.
There you go. There's the confirm. US and Israel conduct strikes on Iran. That was after the all-out war response. Yeah, that was after. So Iran threatened all-out war in response to any further attacks. By the way, look at that clean, beautiful breaker structure. We've been waiting for it, but there it is. I'll shut up about war. We're back on business with price. So wicking up into this 15-minute fair value gap. Now we want to see how price respects or rejects this level. If we continue pushing up into that 15-minute fair value gap, then cool, we're in a trade. Well, I say we're in a trade. Our bias is right for today. I'm not trading today. I could be in this trade right now. I could buy an account and go in this trade right now, but I do not want to be in this trade right now. I'm going to come back nice and strong on Monday. Also, I kind of had a feeling that today wasn't going to be nice. Some of my students, when I say today wasn't going to be a nice day, they say, "Oh, Podge, what makes you say that? Like today, every day's a great day." I don't mean our emotions and our belief on the day. I'm just talking about how price presents itself, right? So if I say we're going to have a bad day, I don't mean we're going to take losses. I don't mean we're going to fall off a curb onto a road and get hit by it. I don't mean any of that badness. I don't mean any of it. When I say we're going to have a bad day, I mean we are not going to take trades and we are going to just watch price. And you don't have to involve yourself in that. Like, I could call myself we every time I spoke about myself, like a Jamaican. But then, well, I think they call each other I. But anyway, you don't have to involve yourself when I say we. That's the biggest point there. It's cold in the UK today, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely freezing. And I've got training after this in the absolutely freezing cold. But what we are trying to essentially achieve now is, if this was an order block, we want to try and scoot it out to like the lowest level possible so we can make it a small order block, right? So like this, for example, small order block, and then I want price to respect above the 50% of it. So right here, see how price comes into it, fully disrespects that key level. Well, then I want the order block to be from this key level. So then dropping down onto the 1 minute time frame, well, there it is. That's the order block right there on the lowest time frame. And then see how you respect above the 50% of that. So I would say this does suggest we're bullish, but where's the next draw on liquidity? We're automatically meeting resistance. This could be a high resistance liquidity run for the rest of the day, just to get up to the highs here. So this was pre-market. This was news, I believe, news highs. Yeah, this is NFP. So these are all like heavy market news drivers that are bearish. They've all came out bearish. So if they get taken out, it's probably going to keep price within this range right here. I don't think it'll push up to the day's highs. Lock in, twin. Why, what's up? What's going on, Sam? I really like that. I really like that story with the bubble sword meme. It makes me laugh. It's like how randomness can overcome anything. If anyone's unaware what I'm talking about, Sam posted the Bulbasaur gif, and basically the Top Step general chat banned gifs for a certain period of time because nobody could communicate with words. Everyone was just spamming the same gif over and over and over again. So it becomes something like, if someone said something useful in the meetings and it got put in like a chat or something, we just started spamming Bulbasaur gifs, and that we could like, it got to a point where I was like trying to look for a document we shared, and I was like, guys, I can't find this document, and I found it funny. But it's all because of the Bulbasaur. Long live the Bulbasaur. We can really see how these levels are holding up strong, now very strong. The first presented fair value gap, we've not had a candle close below it. This could be the first one if it does. And this 1 minute fair value gap that we have, we do see a wick go out just outside of it, but still, yet again, no candles closing below the consequent encroachment of that one. So if we do, this candle closes right here, we'll see the first candle close below. Not below, because this candle does, but we'll see a candle closing closer to the low of the first presented fair value gap and the consequent encroachment of the 1 minute fair value gap. So, are we filling orders in here, or is this the expenditure of our move? Was these relative equal highs the draw on liquidity for short-term price today? Is the move over and done with? Because today was on a high volatility day. We've already had the injection of volatility and it was bearish, so we could always anticipate New York to continue the direction of the news. For that, my bullish bias, my like all ideas of it going higher are very hesitant, because we've done a lot of slow, high resistance moving up to take out just this relative equal highs, and then immediately we're dumping away from it. So I think that might be the bullish run done today. Do you know what? I'll be honest. Webb's in here. If you guys want to understand what I'm saying right now, Webb, this is like when you said yesterday, it's the time to recognize that price is reversing on us. Do you remember when you said that? This is exactly what I'm seeing now. Like, this is a time for us to recognize price is potentially reversing on us, and that, if we were bullish today, this would be where we would be flipping our bias around now and saying, like, if we get any lower, I can't hold a bullish bias anymore. But if we continue to support this key level of price and push a bit higher from it each time, then I can get with the program. But right now, too many mixed signals. We've got so much choppiness. There's just not a lot to analyze. So, yeah. And then, a big word that's been popping up recently, I've been hearing it actually quite a lot, which is really cool, is analysis paralysis, right? And I've spoken to a few different people about analysis paralysis. Now, depending on your views and how you deal with it and what you think about it, no matter what you think about it, this is a situation where that would occur. It is. It's just, even no matter what you use, like, I'm not going to point any names to anyone, but I'm sure people who have had analysis paralysis in the past also don't know how to deal with certain conditions like today. Like, how would you explain the last 25 minutes of price to me? It's a difficult one. So no matter what you're using, a situation like this may be still unclear. Chop is what it is. For example, Rashawn, just join up on stage for 2 seconds. I'll invite you up here. You, I believe, use a combination of ICT and VWAP. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what would you
Um,
what would you do to prevent yourself getting into a situation now where you're looking at too many things on the chart? Because right now I've got this I had that first presented fair value gap overlapping this 1 minute fair value gap. Now the very low of that 1 minute fair value gap has been respected by a body of a candle, and
see,
we
we,
are
we might
pushing
see
back up
buys
out of it.
here now. We just took in some internal liquidity. We just swept it.
Yeah,
So we might see buys now finally play off. But I just
but
got
we
stopped
are
out.
also in the macro, and we do tap into that order block again and sweep out the low from the order block. So I agree.
Um, yeah, this is really good buys. But I don't know. I just marked out the first presented. I had a fib uh marked out as well. And that's
So
all
you
I was really
use
looking
so
at.
you use like confluences, optimal trade entry, and VWAP.
Damn, my trade played out. But yeah, basically. That's all I was looking at. But this price action was not so great. We were just chopping in a
Exactly. That's
range.
what my point was. So how did you avoid over confusing what could happen here? How did you anticipate the buys? Did you? All right. Here's a good question to ask then. Like, is a good tip for you to give to people to keep less than 5 things on your chart?
Honestly, just keep two things, honestly.
2 things.
Like keep it super simple. Like the first presented was a key level. We
All
were
right, but
just
then, all right. So,
chopping.
can I just say in response to what you've just said though, in my 2 things would be a sweeper liquidity, so higher time frame sweeper liquidity, and then B, a higher time frame drawing liquidity. So if those 2 things were what I kept on my charts, then I wouldn't be able to add the additional confluences that I need to find my
But those aren't
setup.
necessarily confluences. Those are just levels that you want to see.
Okay, so you'd make a clear separation between key levels and confluences.
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
that's that. I've been thinking about doing that actually with color coding, so that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because I mean, you want to see those levels get either taken or ran through. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a confluence. It's more just like where you want to see the market go.
Yeah, I agree with that. What is your overall draw on liquidity for today?
Um, I mean, I was just targeting 24,823,
So is that the
but
830 high?
yeah, basically,
Yeah,
almost.
news high. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. We've got a cluster of new daily opening gaps above that too, and it's probably in a higher time frame imbalance here. It's in a big hourly fair value gap up here. So I think if we get up to there, we might get a bit stuck. I don't think we're going to take out London size today. But if I'm wrong, I will bite my tongue and admit that I was wrong. I don't mind. But I just
Yeah,
really, I severely doubt it.
I like to target typically like news data. It's usually a good draw. But right now, we tapped into VWAP on the 1 minute, and we're kind of seeing some hesitancy. So we'll see if we want to be bullish. And we tapped into that 15-minute. Even be an hour. Yeah.
Put the game on. Put them on game. Put them on game's funny. Let's just do a quick check on gold because we do have some gold traders in the chat. Wow. Wow. Gold making an absolutely incredible push.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gold was moving
It's
really
rebalanced.
nice.
It's like right back down to where the week started. No? Well, the week started incredibly bullish. Wow. Gold's had a very bearish week. You know what that means? Next week. Oh, I might actually buy some gold over the weekend, guys. That's not financial advice, though.
Yeah, buy it when it's low, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Buy the dip. Captain Crunch. Okay, so now we've confirmed everything that's happened so far. I could say, alright, now that everything's played out, if I was to want to see a long, I would want to see it happen from a key level within this swing. So we could mark out this fair value gap and say, this fair value gap seems like a prime suspect, but it's above the 0.5, so difficult pill to swallow. I'd probably target the high of this fair value gap if I was to try and look for a trade in this key level. So let's pull all these confluences back. And let's mark out, do you know what? I'm going to make my setting and my charts a slightly brighter colour grey. Yeah. That's better. It had like a blue tint to it, didn't you guys think so? But that was the default grey before this one. I don't know why it's just all of a sudden changed. Oh wait, maybe it was this one. Yeah, look at that. That's nicer. Maybe I'm just got OCD or something, guys. If I was going to take a trade today, I would have put it right here. Whoops. Psych. Tricking you guys. This is where I would have put it. And if I was on a combine, I would be targeting a 1 to 3. So I'll drag it up to a 1 to 3 and see if my forward test gets hit. This is preparation for next week to see if I'm ready. If I'm not ready, I don't mind. Price is leaving outside of a discount zone. Do you know what though? I should probably... No, I'm going to leave this setup here because this is the setup I would have like put on my charts. But now looking back at it, I probably should have put my entry at the 0.5 on the 50% mark because of the new daily opening gap. Podge, God bless. I'm gonna head out. I'm back on XFA now. W. Good to see everyone doing well recently. I really am proud of everyone. Like, crazy to see. But yeah, God bless, bro, and keep working hard on that XFA. Crazy to see. Some of you guys' progress is, you know, it's half of what keeps me going. Some of you guys make some, you know, some of the questions you guys ask, some of the progress you guys show me, it makes my job feel worth it at the end. But then sometimes it's quiet. Nah, you know what? It's quiet more than I get questions, I can tell you that much. So, a lot of the time it's quiet, you could say.
Crowd.
What'd you say?
Said a rough crowd.
Yeah, tough cookie to crumble, we say in the English. Yeah, not a good day. I'm gonna head out. Hopefully I'll pass the account next week instead. Yeah, true. If you don't see a setup today, don't trade today.
Leon, you will pass that account. Not hopefully.
Did I take a trade today, though? I don't know. That's what I'm saying to you. I have no idea. Shorts. ZZ's still waiting for me to get filled. I'm calling shorts. That's diabolical. Do you know what's so strange, guys? I've been home from about 12:30 p.m., so 2 hours before I went live. I'm not lying to you. I stay off my PC before I go live, so I could hear my PC crying to me, going, system, whatever it says, give me the updates. Like every 5 to 10 minutes at least. About strikes all over the place. By the way, watch this now. Watch my rejection and watch my long. This is gonna be a goated entry. Yeah, but anyway, I had my charts on before my computer on, but I didn't want to go on my computer, so I left it. But I was sat on my bed and I can still hear it through my headphones, talking about every time this app would update, it gives a little notification. So anyway, it's been going off every 5-10 minutes. I mean, I can prove to you guys with the time log that it keeps. It keeps a time log of the most, all the stories that come out in the last hour. And while I was lying there in bed, chilling, it went off like every 5 or 10 minutes. Now we've been live. The last notification was 80. I'm not. By the way, this is not a moan. I'm not moaning about this. I'm happy. But it was 19 minutes ago. That's a really good thing, because nothing's happened for 19 minutes. But it's ironic to see that they'll pause the war just to trade New York Open. That's my next title on Monday. Will they pause the war for us today?
Yeah, this would be a OTE tag for longs.
Yeah, I called it. I tried to tell you guys. We have to do it based off smart money though, so like we can't just say, oh, OCE tap. We've combined it with a bunch of other confluences, so it's only right to combine it with the final most important confluence, which would be the retracement into a fair value gap paired with the paired with the optimal trade entry. And if I mark out, see, I've already got it marked out, but you can't see it because of this box. I've got the 0.79 marked out, and see how I said I want to see the 0.79 get tapped? I mean, just ZZ will like that, because the ZZ trades up to my trade entry, I believe. ZZ. That was the biggest signal I could have gave you. That was
Once
me
we
telling you
inverse
to take this trade
is
without telling you, hey, take this trade. I hope you're in.
pretty clean.
I hope you're in on this.
Yeah, it's easy. This is your type of trade right here, I'm not gonna lie.
Guys, I'll work with you if you work with me, I promise.
You could still get in, to be honest, on that IFEG. Just added confluence.
I am in.
tag IFEG.
Let's see how it goes.
I think it's gonna play out.
By the way, I used to have a notification at the top of my screen. Who noticed that that disappeared?
Once we take out those consolidation highs,
I
go
know why it
break even.
disappeared. I know why it disappeared. Sorry, I keep talking over you, but the notification at the top of my screen disappeared today. I've not been doing this without it. It disappeared today because I clicked the button, the little this. I'd done this and that removed it. Bro, why can't I not type? Do I just have to hit keys? Oh, because it's all the way down here. That's why. Bro, what's going on?
Now with view up. coming up soon. I'd want to see it push through. All right, break even now.
Nice, good stuff, Dalen. Rashawn. Bro, I do that to you guys because you guys are literally like the same person in my head. I'm sorry,
Okay.
bro.
No, don't.
Bro, I'll be honest, you're both as great as each other.
Huh?
You're both as great as each other.
Yeah, we're like the same person basically.
I know, you're a 2-in-1 package. Followed the free signal from Podge. No, no, no. This is not what I'm about.
Come on, ZZ, bro. You should have got that.
ZZ, this is your source. Hey guys, that weren't a signal. If you could see it, I just taught you. That weren't a signal. If it was a signal, I'd be in it on myself. But I said I'm not trading today. And I told myself that because I'm going to maintain my discipline, ladies and gentlemen. That is the most important thing in life. Discipline. It would have. I was looking for longs. I was looking for longs. I thought you were looking for short. Oh. Oh, if I was looking for longs. Yeah, sorry. ZZ, I'm right there with you. I also called shorts at the start of the day, shorts for, daily time frame, hourly time, 4 hour time frame, even the hourly time frame. I still think higher time frame shorts, yeah, like I still think next week we could push lower in Nasdaq. I'm not gonna deny that you're right, but sometimes, and this is a bitter pill that I had to swallow. Sometimes as an ICT trader, you're not gonna catch the distribution because it's gonna be too ugly and choppy and fast or for whatever reason, as many reasons as why you might not enter a trade, but for that reason, market will leave your price and you won't catch the distribution. So for some days, you have to catch the manipulation and just be happy with a small move. It's just the reality of the situation, and that was a hard one for me to accept. But if you can see what I'm talking about, then you'll have no problem learning what I'm on about. You'll pick that up naturally by yourself. Nah, bro, ZZ, I'm not. Hands down, I'm not a good catch. Like, I can't catch manipulations that good. I can see them happening, but I'm not confident in catching a manipulation move. I'm just not. And so that's why sometimes you'll see me struggle with, like, taking a trade or certain things like that. Like, if we're in distribution, I'm happy to confirm it. Like, we've had an accumulation and a manipulation before the distribution. So there's very clear levels on where price can push to next. But, like, right here, there was no accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I mean, you could call this an accumulation and this a manipulation. But it's, like, technically a small sweep of liquidity. And yes, this is an accumulation, but it's like, it gets technical, and that's what technical analysis is. And I get why it can be confusing, but yeah, we've got to formulate questions for ourselves to ask ourselves. Is this doing what I want to see it do? No? Okay, well, what should it be doing then? Where could it be going then? What is the actual drawing liquidity then? Or if it is going to where you want to see it go to, have we broke structure yet? Is my price at a 1-to-1 yet? Or if you've not entered the trade, you could be asking your question, like same questions as, should I wait for confirmation candle? Or am I confident that this is the actual move now? And why? What proves to you that that's the actual move to get into this trade? So, like, for example, right here, remember all this chop. I said I could be in this trade, blah 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 blah. Well then, why couldn't I just mark this tool out all the way over here? Well, because I've now confirmed through my analysis, through breaks of structures and more additional sweeps on liquidity. We got
Strategic command requested
I
verification.
thought I muted that. No, I have. Oh, it turned down and it didn't turn down apparently because that was quite loud in my ears. Anyway, yeah, we confirmed it through the market structure shift and now we're breaking structure right here. So this level, see how we're going past this 0 mark now? This is the new breaker structure. Where's? Oh, okay. I was confused of where the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap was. out and done for the day. Got to head to work. Always thank you for the lives. No, thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for your support. And if you opened the YouTube, which I can see you very much did, I appreciate that too. So thank you, bro. As always, God bless and have a great day and have a great weekend. Actually, he's left, but yeah.
You might have a better chance getting more viewers on TikTok.
I know I'm gonna set up my RTML over the weekend. I just didn't have it ready today because I've been at Bible study this morning. Went to get some breakfast, come home. I don't touch my PC before the lives, and I'm not gonna lie, that was the biggest fallback of me today. I should have just got on my PC and sorted it, but it's in order to keep me like away from chipping at the charts early because sometimes I take like I used to try and take pre-market positions, but then if New York would stop me out, that would affect me going into New York session, and I would struggle to get my mentality back. So I made a rule
Yeah.
to myself a long time ago not to trade pre-market, and whether or not I think I can handle that demon now is a different question. I'm just not going to. I'm just going to put it to one side and say I made that rule once, and if I want to change it one day, it's because I got a good idea about what's happening, not because I feel like it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Hey, I mean, at least you'll be ready for next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'll be able to post. I'll be able to take like today. I could even take like my initial bias here now, chop it all up, and put it into a little short, and put that on TikTok and say like, guys, I'll be live on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube, and in Discord, where I give out
Yeah.
all my information. So join the Discord. Yeah, but then I'm gonna start making Instagram posts, TikTok posts, and YouTube shorts, and then I can also post them through Meta if I want to onto Facebook. But it's
Yeah, TikTok is really good when it comes to trading content.
yeah. So TikTok's
I
gonna
was
be one of my main ones. I'm gonna post a lot on TikTok.
I was posting a little bit on there with trading, just like paper trades and then like trading on my combine. I had like average like 1,000 viewers,
That's really good.
but I'm sure you could do even better if you post consistently.
I mean, probably. I mean, like, bro, I've been on YouTube and done things like stuff like that before, and I've been able to get an audience and keep an audience, but it's just starting, isn't it, bro? Like starting's the hardest part.
Yeah, but also like with YouTube it's more like for educational information. When
Yeah,
it comes to like TikTok and then Instagram, that's more for like viewers and publicity.
true. I get you.
Because a lot of people just like to consume short form content nowadays.
Yeah, but it doesn't pay.
Yeah. I mean, it could.
Short form pays in dividends.
I mean, short form can pay if you have like affiliates to prop firms and then also if you're
Yeah,
funneling
true, true,
people to
true.
discords.
Yeah, bro, I need to get my game together, you know?
Okay. One step at a time.
Yeah, yeah. Just upload this video, George. That's all you gotta do. Just press upload
Exactly.
one time, and then twice, and then three times,
Exactly.
then four times, then five times.
Exactly.
Yep.
Then it becomes clockwork and then it's like,
Yeah, true. Like me going live now, it doesn't feel like a task. But when I started doing the lives, I was like, oh, guys, I've got to go live. Like nowadays, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get home because I gotta go live. Everyone's like, live? What do you go live for? Are you a news host? And I'm like, no. But I sometimes do host the news, which is strange.
oh, financial news.
I like to just throw people off, and then I break it to them. I teach trading. Do you know what though? Do you know what? Here's something for you guys. Here's a bit of a motivation for you guys. I train Muay Thai 3 times a week, straight after my live streams. So I live stream 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I do Muay Thai 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, I have actually paused Mondays at the moment because I'm doing an additional confirmation course at the church. But anyway, Wednesdays and Fridays I've been going training recently, and there's this lad. who's still in high school, I believe, and he's
Now we're seeing buyers.
yeah.
Sorry
I
to
was
cut
just
you
about
off.
no, I was just about to agree with you on that one. I literally paused for you to say
So
it.
you're ranging,
Yeah,
ranging on VWAP.
we got stuck in that accumulation after that break of structure. So we had that market structure shift after the swing low there, swing low, market structure shift. Then we pushed higher, and then we came back down after the market structure shift into a fair value gap, and then broke structure back up to the upside, caused a little accumulation in that sweeper liquidity right there. But now we can see that we're ultimately pushing higher, like Rashawn said, going towards data highs or news highs or London, not London highs, but yeah. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Okay, this is what I was saying. There's this lad, every time me and him are skipping, we skip for 5 minutes, and at the start of every class, and I just speak to him about trading, right? About because he's genuinely he just listens. But you know when someone just listens to you because hey, what are you saying? That's actually kind of smart information, kind of thing. Like this kid knows that I'm not just talking crap. I explained trading to him. Like he was like, "What is trading then?" And I was like, "All right, imagine you've got a bottle of Coca-Cola and it's worth £1.50." And I said, "All right, get 1,000 of them now and put them in a warehouse. Uh, that's called stock." So now, if I wanted you to buy these bottles of Coca-Cola, I don't expect you to come here, buy them, get a truck, take them to your house, and put them in your fridge. You can just buy the stock of Coca-Cola and own it in the
How old
warehouse.
is this
Believe it
kid?
or yeah, he's like in high school, bro. He's not even like 16. He's young.
Perfect
But
time to
but
start.
what my yeah. So what my point is, I said to him like, when you're 18, if you come back to me and want to start a trading account, I know that you can come to me and ask me about anything, and I'll tell you because he's interested, and I can see that he's interested. And just because he listens, just because 5 minutes a day, like you guys get a full hour with me, he spends 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And he's picking up trading in his own head just by listening to me. I find that incredible. There's a bit of motivation for you guys. 5 minutes a day it took him. Do you know what I mean? And he's picking it up already. So yeah, there's your motivation. It's going to tap into the VWAP soon. We got to see if it respects or breaks. That's interesting, GK. And Rashawn, while you're up here, you can tell me. So the VWAP is still technically presenting prices bearish.
I mean, on mine, we already pushed out of VWAP, but because we have different VWAPs,
Yeah.
you can see on mine, we were just chopping around that range.
So I've got the VWAP by Lux Algo. Is that the same one you use?
I think that's the same one that GK uses, yeah.
So
Or,
GK uses a different one.
well, it's because I'm on Top Step X.
But
They have a different VWAP.
alright, for me, I turned on the VWAP right here. Now I'm just going to turn off the new weekly open and do daily opening gaps. And when you see this black candle, that's the support line. So everything above I put red because it's like an indication that this is the sell trend. Like once we break out of this will be the sell trend, and this once we break out of this level will be the buy trend. So you could imagine if we come down, break past this, and then re-tap into it, aka here, it's the buy trend. That's just why I call it that, because it's easy for me to picture like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This grey or black box is the control. So this is the average, the moving average. And since we've been bearish today, the moving average is also bearish. Now,
Yep.
for that reason, in order to cross back bullish, we'd have to surpass not just all this price action here, but we'd have to surpass the moving average, which is unironically 50% of the entire day's range. So, yeah, we kind of do have to inverse the entire discount and premium levels to get back into a bullish trend. That's why I'm still leaning on the fence for bearishness today. And that's why I agree with ZZ that today is a short day. But we're seeing bullish price action from New York Open because this is the manipulation. They are
Sure.
manipulating
See
price
that.
higher. If you think this was for some reason a clean, nice, smooth cut delivery, that's where you're wrong. This is disgusting, horrible, ugly delivery, and that's exactly what they want. They don't want anyone to benefit from it.
I
If
mean, it
they,
depends. It depends on what you target. Because I mean, if you were targeting those initial, uh, where we chopped, I
yeah,
mean that's pretty clean. But if you're targeting the news highs, then yeah, this is terrible.
yes, yeah, that's the aspect I say, and because we're not getting that displacement to the targets that we would overall like to see. Like, we're still stuck in this 15-minute fair value gap. Now, we're going to push out of this 15-minute fair value gap, but, like, even on the 15-minute, we've got 2 minutes left of this candle. I mean, price is just suggesting that it wants to be bearish. Alright, let me paint the picture like this. We've got, 30 seconds left of this candle. Then, okay, well, it's just done. We've got 1 minute left of this 15-minute bullish candle, right? So, let's say at half past, this 15-minute candle closes even right at the edge of this box, or it could close at the consequent encroachment. It can close anywhere it wants to within inside this box. In the next 14 minutes, price can go all the way out, and if it comes all the way back in, we've gonna respect that 15-minute fair value gap, and we could still take out data highs and tap the VWAP, sorry, in all of that, and then paired with that, we've also got no
I
range
think
opening
we'll
gaps there, but
see decent movement here since 30-minute candle is about a close.
yeah. Yeah, well, it's also the turn of I like to call it the turn of the tide, but it's the turn of the hourly. So if this macro was one directional, I could imagine this to chop all the way upwards until the next macro, and then if that's the case, then on the next macro, I could that's when I would anticipate a short. So, for example, in ZZ's case, waiting for a short, it would be when that window presents itself, which was kind of what I was telling ZZ to look into the other day. But if so, but then you get this. So then there's every reason not to take the trade too. So you've got every reason to take the trade, but you should only give yourself a small set of parameters. And then outside of that set of parameters, that would be every reason not to take the trade. So let's say, for example, I said I want to see price get slowly chop upwards until 11 New York time, and then at 11 I want to see it reverse. Let's say it just starts to reverse now. Well, why am I going to be like, alright, cool, well, that's still going to my plan? No, I wanted to see it continue pushing higher to take out data highs. So if we were not taking data highs, I wouldn't be cool with taking a short. I just wouldn't. But,
Oh,
go on.
oh, that's a good push.
Yeah, you were
Nice
going to say
and
the same
complete.
thing as me. I hit the TP.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Yep, you were waiting, me and you both, but W.
Yep,
Absolutely
W.
W. Like you guys said, W, what do you guys call it? Signal? W signal? Brothers, I do not provide signals. But I literally called that trade like perfectly.
I was looking for it as well. It's like pretty much my model.
Nice. Really nice stuff.
We got like the same entry.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a better entry just about.
Yeah, I just literally I put a limit order
Yeah, same.
at
I put my
0.62.
limit order, but I didn't. I put mine above the fair value gap because of fill problems. But if I was on an XFA, I'd have put it well below. I ain't getting filled above that fair value gap plus commissions. Error. The YouTube's not responding. Open Studio. Don't open Studio here. Let let me see. Nah, it's working. What do you mean?